Over the last few years, our patrol division, as well as the other sections of the sheriff's office, the crime scene section, the criminal investigators, but primarily patrol, has really become technologically advanced. Our patrol cars are probably some of the most technologically advanced patrol cars that you'll see anywhere in the state. We have the up-to-date radar units in them, video cameras, and also car computers. The car computers have helped us tremendously in a lot of calls. The officers are able to do some of the reports on the computer. They're able to access jail records on that computer. They're able to access emails. We send out blanket emails and lookouts on various suspects and things that are happening in the county and in the community at large, even inside the city, to let the officers on patrol know what's going on and what to be looking out for. We've also used them in situations. We used at one time a patrol car at a cherry blossom festival event where it looked like weather was coming in. The patrol car was there, was able to bring up the weather radar. We were able to see the rain moving in, and it helped them to make decisions on how much longer to have that event last before the weather came in and would have to close the event down. So there are a lot of different technological factors that are in the patrol cars that really help us to do our jobs better and make things more efficient. These computers in the cars help with manpower. The deputy has all of that stuff right there at his fingertips. He can look at lookouts, he can look at the weather, he can look at his past cases. All of that stuff is right there. He doesn't have to rely on someone back at the office having to go through a file cabinet and finding these things, or either the radio operator having to take time to look at the computer and see what happened on certain cases and things.
Chief Davis, I also have heard that y'all are moving on some new stuff, that you've got people that are doing new programs in the school for our kids. And could you tell us what you're doing in line of trying to help our young people?
Yes, the Junior Deputy Program is a program that's over 40 years old at the Sheriff's Office. But last year we looked at it, and I sort of implemented a new program in there. We sort of changed some of the staffing in the Junior Deputy Program. We sort of shifted the focus into that and told them to really think outside of the box on ways that we can reach the younger kids in the community. Right now, the Junior Deputy Program goes into the 6th grades of all the schools in Macon and Bibb County. We also see them again in the 10th grade, or really in high school, where we do the defensive driving program that we do in the summer. Well, we wanted to get to a younger set. We had talked about going into the grammar schools. Well, one of the members on the Junior Deputy Program, Lieutenant Annette Horn, came up with the idea, and we certainly embraced it and endorsed it, of going into the daycare centers. Well, now we have about 30 or 40 daycare centers that deputies are going into, and just being a positive presence for the kids. If they do anything other than just go in and read a book, it's a positive encounter with a law enforcement officer. We've done fingerprinting programs in the daycare centers. We read books. We talk about safety. We talk about character. Talk about what it means to be a citizen in the community. And you can never start too young. Sometimes the kids may see a law enforcement officer in a negative way, or either their parents have told them to be afraid of a law enforcement officer. Well, when a deputy comes into the daycare center, embraces them, sets the child on their lap, reads a book to them, and hugs that child, gives that child a toy or something like that, it creates a positive relationship that child will remember from then on, because we've had the deputies say that they'll be out at the mall or be somewhere, and one of the kids that they've seen at the daycare center, that the child brings the mama over there and says, "Hey, I know this deputy. I met this deputy. She came to my daycare center. I know her. I know Miss Annette." So it's really been a positive program for us, and an expansion of a very successful program already.
Davis, how old are these children that you're dealing with there?
Well, we're getting them from really diapers up to preschool age, so we're looking at 4 or 5 year olds, anywhere from 6 months old up to 5 years old.
So what you've done then is kind of laid it in there that you're catching them that young, and then the next step would be the 6th grade.
That's right. So we sort of have a layered approach and a measured approach. We see them in the daycare centers when they're, less than 6, up to about 5 years old. We see them again in junior, it's junior high now, 6th grade, when they're about 12, 13 years old. We see them again before they graduate in the defensive driving program, and then in the neighborhood watch program, which is all part of our junior deputy / neighborhood watch, our community outreach program, we see them as adults. We have over 100 neighborhood watch groups in Bibb County. Some of those overlap into the city. We have over 1,500 members of our email update program, and those members are all across Bibb County, really all across Middle Georgia. We have people as far away as Milledgeville who are part of our email update program. So that has been a very positive tool that we've been able to use to get information out to the public, the people we serve, as well as pick up information that they have on suspect activity, suspicious activity, and things that are happening in their community, that they can filter it back to us. We can disseminate it out, and a lot of crimes have been solved by using this program.
Let me ask you one last question. A police car right now, you could stop me, you get my driver's license, you could find out, what all can you find out about me? Just in your car, without going back to the office or calling back to the office?
Just in the car, the deputies are able to run your driver's license to see if your driver's license is valid. They're able to run the tag, see if the tag is valid, and now insurance information is connected to the tag information.
Insurance information?
Yes, it is. A state several years ago changed it to where that insurance information is tied to the vehicle registration information, so when you run a tag, it's going to come back and show who your insurance carrier is if you have valid insurance. But it's always good to continue to carry your insurance card in the car, because as we all know, things can happen. You may have just purchased a vehicle and it hadn't got on the state system yet, so it's always a good idea to carry that insurance card along with you. But that's one of the things the deputies can find out. They can also find out if there's an outstanding warrant out on a person, what the warrant's for, what the thing, what they may be wanted for. They can also determine if that person's ever been in jail before. They can look and see a past jail record, and it's all right there in the car. It's all right there on that computer that they can look up.
Last question. That's it. Well, I appreciate you.
If I could add a couple of other little tidbits in there.
You're on a roll now, but let me
the things that the Sheriff's Office does, and in conjunction with the Macon Police Department, we talk about the Sheriff's Office, our deputies are out there 24/7, in the car, on the Criminal Investigation Division and everything, doing the job. Our forensics officers are out there processing the crime scenes, doing the work that they need to do. Last year, the radio room, just the communications section, answered, we figure almost 300,000 calls, phone calls, people calling in, wanting to be transferred to other parts of the Sheriff's Office, wanting to know about weather conditions, calling in calls, anything from, a mailbox being broken all the way up to a burglary and even homicides. Our drug squad is doing the work. Last year they confiscated over $200,000 in bad money and confiscated funds, part of the drug trade. So our officers are really doing the work. Our criminal investigators have solved over 60% of the person's crimes, like the aggravated assaults, the homicides, the rapes, and that is well above the national average. Property crimes, they serve over 40% of those, and the national average is down in the 20s. So our investigators, along with the patrol, the jail staff is able to hold the people in and do their work, and we get a lot of information out of the corrections division, intel information, gang information, what's this person like on the street, who his connections are, and that sort of thing. So it all works together to get a cohesive force that is able to go out and protect the community.